Chelsea have pretty much officially made their signing for this summer transfer window already. Yes, already. And again, it's kind of a Brighton reject, as blue co usual. We're going to talk about Valentín Barco. Is he good? Big risk. He is quite a big risk. And is he actually an Enzo Fernandez replacement? That's what we're going to talk about. And before I start, could you like, comment, share, subscribe, watch my other Chelsea videos? I make them, watch them. Yeah, so Valentín Barco. What happened was he was at Brighton. I think that's where most of people would recognise him at. He was at Brighton. He played left back. He made about 6 appearances. He wasn't all that. He wasn't that great. He then went to Sevilla. Then he went back to Brighton. Then went on loan to Strasbourg, and Strasbourg bought him. And since going to Strasbourg, he's actually changed position. At Brighton, he was left back. At Strasbourg, he's now a midfielder. Yes, so he's basically like Correa if he was more of a midfielder, if that makes sense. And he actually is a pretty good midfielder. He is quite a creative midfielder. He's kind of like if Enzo Fernandez played much, much deeper. But anyways, let me tell you what's so weird about him. So far, he's made 25 appearances, 22 of them were starts, and he week in, week out, he has very good ratings. One thing which I don't like about him straight off the bat is his goal contributions. As for a creative midfielder, he has 5 goal contributions, 4 of them assists, 1 of them goals. I don't appreciate that. I know it's not all about stats, but I feel like he should be getting more because he's hailed as kind of, well, this is what Bluco is saying, that he's an Enzo Fernandez type replacement, but he really isn't. But anyways, what he's really good at is his passing and creativity. They're actually elite for a player who got 21 years old, going to turn 22 this year, and going to join Chelsea as a 22-year-old. Actually pretty elite. He's made 36 chances created. He's made 13 big chances created, and his expected assists, so assists that he should have got, is about 6.3. And he has about an 86% pass accuracy. So, as a player, he is very, very creative. And as a player, you'd want him more deep. And another thing about him, which is really great, is ball progression. His ball progression is actually really phenomenal. I mean, he makes about 1,200 successful passes. His long balls are quite accurate, and he's made about 64 of them. He's actually in the 92nd percentile in chances created. That's so insanely high. He's genuinely one of the top creative midfielders in the French league. And he's 21 years old? He's the type of guy who will start attacks. He can actually break the lines of the defense with his long passes, and he actually does dictate tempo, which is something that Enzo Fernandez does. But Enzo Fernandez, for some reason at Chelsea, he plays more advanced, more high up the pitch. Valentín Barco, you'll have to get used to him being a bit more defensive. So if you were going to put him in a midfield 3, it would be the Cam, let's go, chuck in Cole Palmer, and Caicedo. You'd have Valentín Barco next to Caicedo, passing it up to Palmer, passing up to Esteval, passing up to the striker. I think that's how it would work. And physically, it's not the best, but it is competitive enough. I mean, he wins the majority of his duels with about 57%, and he does get a decent amount of fouls won with 58 fouls won, and he has decent recovery numbers. He's recovered the ball about 121 times. That's really, really good. Now, the biggest weakness about him, especially for like a defensive midfielder, well, I say defensive midfielder again and again, he's not really a defensive midfielder. He plays in that midfield position, which sometimes does start quite deep to get the ball, and then he goes forward to pass the ball. Kind of like, I'm not saying he's Andre Pirlo, but it's what Andre Pirlo does. It's kind of like that. And this is where, for some reason, he's played left back, which doesn't make sense, because defensively, he's not good. It's kind of like a weakened version of Trent, if that makes sense. I mean, he's literally in the 28th percentile in defensive contributions. This guy is not defensively solid. Like, he's not a Moise Caicedo type player. He's a guy who will get the ball and he'll spray it out. He does get dribbled past a decent amount of times with 13 times. And the thing is, he's not a true defensive midfielder. He's like, again, I said, Correa if he was more of a midfielder. That's how he is. and his shooting is woeful. That is kind of bad, but you can allow him, seeing as though he's been a left back and a midfielder his whole career. I mean, he's scored 1 goal from an XG of 2.15, and he only gets 33% shot on target. He's not much of a scorer. And the rule in Blueco, the unofficial rule, is that you need red cards if you want to keep in the squad. And he's got a red card. He's got 1 red card and 5 yellow cards. So well done to him. And the thing about him, he's more of a deep line playmaker, progressive midfielder, a very creative player. Now, I feel like he's best in the career position, but because he has had experience playing left back, but I don't think I'd want to put him there. I'd put him in an advanced playmaker role or in a 3-man midfield, as I said before. I feel like that's where you can get the best out of him. And now at 21 years old, his creativity is elite. His stats are really good, and he has high match ratings, top tier chance creation. This guy is very, very creative. He has very high potential, and he could realistically become a top 5 creative midfielder in Europe, genuinely. And he was so close to getting into the Argentina national squad. Now, long term, great player, and he will be a great player. But for what we're saying is that we're gonna basically get rid of Enzo Fernandez. He's gonna come in. He's gonna be a replacement. I think it's definitely a downgrade, and should not be done. He can't even get ahead of Enzo Fernandez in the national squad, and I don't think he's actually at Enzo Fernandez's level. I mean, he's currently playing for Strasbourg, who are 8th in the league. They're currently 8th in the league. They're strongly 8th in the league. They're 5 points above 9th and about 4 points behind 7th. And they're comfortably there. And they're in the Conference League quarterfinals. And he's done pretty alright. But I do think we need a world-class player, which we're not going to get, obviously. But still, I think he's a great addition. But as an Enzo Fernandez replacement, not great. Is he a big risk? I think definitely is, because he's played in the Premier League before and he didn't do good. I guess we'll have to see. It could either be a Mohamed Salah type thing, where he supposedly flopped at Chelsea, but he did great at Liverpool, or it could be, I don't know, some guy who flopped in the Premier League. He went away, came back, he flopped again. Gyökeres. Thank you. Sorry about Arsenal fans. Anyways, Valentín Barco, high potential player, really great player. I'm looking forward to seeing him playing. What do you guys think? Are you excited for him? Could you like, comment, share, subscribe, watch my other videos? Thank you for doing so.